All right. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are picking up everything okay. How's everybody doing today? Hello. It's been a long time, I know, but we're about to try to get on some really good streaming habits. I'm gonna try to get on some really good streaming habits. So welcome. As I get settled for I did my morning warm-ups, and now we're about to get some actual art done today. Make sure that my volume's good. If you guys can hear me okay, just let me know. I can see my comments and all that other good stuff. Hello, I am Solo. And man, look here. I'm trying to knock out some commissions before I head out for this convention tomorrow. But I gotta get these out in the mail today. So I'm working on an Old Man Logan commission right now. For patron. And I said, let me just start cold and get the gears going, you know, since I'm planning on live streaming more regularly now. So I just want to get the gears going. I'm doing right now is I'm kind of adding some texture to a shirt. Exciting. Now, this is a standard headshot. The commissioner wanted Old Man Logan, cigar, bloody claws. And even though the school is open and I'm excited about it, and even though we're doing all of that stuff, you know, you still, you know, as an artist, this is what we do. We just draw, and if we're fortunate enough to earn some side cash, we take it when it comes. And it's a great feeling when people appreciate what you do and are willing to pay for it. That's one thing we never take for granted. Just laying out the line work here, and I'm actually almost done with this, and then we're going to start coloring a little bit. Sure I have enough variance in line weight, even though I like clean. Kind of like a little bit of inconsistency. So we're gonna put him in this like semi-plaid shirt. Old Wolverine, Old Man Logan. Hopefully it reads right. Just a little visual interest, you know. It's like something Logan would wear. So hopefully this is streaming all right in Twitch land. I'm new here in Twitch, even though I've been around for a long time. And we're streaming on YouTube and Facebook Live. You know, when you got a lot of irons and fires, you gotta kind of optimize all of your efforts. You know. we're actually almost ready to start adding some color here. Hopefully this reads okay. He didn't ask for this. I just, wanted to make sure that, whenever I'm working on any project, I want to make sure that, there's a lot of, there's a lot that you don't have to do, but, people really appreciate when you kind of go above and beyond what their expectations were. And little things like this, just putting him in appropriate Wolverine, Old Man Logan attire. I think I read this book way back when. And I told my wife the other day that I'm gonna start treating live streaming like, hello, I don't know who just popped in. Let's see this. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's your day going? Naisha Mendez. Good to see you, girl. For some reason I added it to the stream and I didn't see it. How's my Jeremiah doing? Clean up all these lines. That's the only thing with Sharpies is that line fidelity is always an issue unless you like move really fast, and I can't move really fast with these arcing lines like this. So yeah, I'm gonna be just I'm here to answer any questions that you may have, share some cool artwork, let you guys know what's going on at Ka-Pow, the Comic Art Academy. I'm so excited. We have some dynamite students that enrolled this year, and new instructors, and just a new phase. It's only our second year, but I am very grateful with where we are. I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Move my remote out the way. I'm good. He's growing up on all of us, huh? That's to be expected. That means you're doing it the right way. We miss him. We got to get you guys over here. Yeah, we got to get you guys up here. I don't know why the comments not showing inside of the stream, but okay. So I'm gonna knock this out in the next hour or so. I don't know if I'll be on here this long. This is really just for me to kind of Just make sure that everything's working right. I still don't see the comments that you're. I see you commenting. I'm sharing it, but it's not coming through for some reason. Do I teach online? Only online? Yes, all of our classes are online. All of our classes are online. We're living in this post-COVID. Yeah, and we have students all across the country: Seattle, Michigan, New York. Um, God has been good. We've had some good growth, and we're not done. We're taking enrollment all the way up until the end of November. I'm gonna switch to I wonder why I'm not seeing your stuff in the stream. Interesting. Let me switch really quick and see how. Let me see how YouTube is looking. Hey, Kimmy Johnson. So yeah, these are gonna start happening more regularly. I've been streaming a lot on our private social media community that I have for my students, and so now that we have a little bit more of our bearings as a school, we're not quite where I want it to be, but that's kind of to be expected whenever you're building something. We are at the state where I'm confident to start making this a part of my weekly itinerary, streaming live and answering questions about the school and questions that anybody may have. So we're just making a little plaid shirt here for Logan, adding the texture, keeping in mind contour. That this is rounded and not flat. A lot of people will be inclined to just kind of make the cross hatching not consistent with the flow lines of the body of the form. And it doesn't take a lot. You just got to be mindful of it. I'm not going to be on a long on today. This is new, so I'm going to really just kind of test the waters to make sure that all my setup is working properly. And it's the experience that I want to have for our live streaming. And we're going to be having guests, and I'm getting them lined up and streaming our events, opening up the doors for those who want to join this crazy bunch here at Ka-Pow. All right. I'm gonna leave some of the coloring for offline for a little bit, because this commission wants Wolverine doing what he's best at, and so they asked for some fluid of life on his claws, the elixir of life dripping from his claws, and so yeah, online. I know online can be difficult. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, online can be. I understand. You know, before I launched this school, let me see if your highlighted comments are coming up anyplace else. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not seeing your comments in the chat. I'm seeing them on my computer, but I'm not seeing them in the live chat. But yeah. Yeah, we don't do anything live and in person anymore. You know, and that's, you know, that's a shame because I know a lot of people, but I will be announcing live events that you and Jeremiah can come to. I'll be doing some live events locally. Make sure all this is pushing out. There we go. That's why. That's why. Just a moment. Let me exit this. Now your stuff is showing up. Now I'm seeing it. Cool. Now the world can see who I'm talking to. See, this is why I do this like this first, so I can get my bearings. Thank you for helping me unintentionally. How's everything been going otherwise? Everything good? You guys okay? Life treating you alright? The wife that she's actually going to leave out for work. The missus. I gotta make some separation here. I'm increasing the line weight because there's some. Now, one of the things I always teach my students is whenever you're working in black and white, it should read just as clearly in black and white as it does in color. Because if you need color, that means you've convoluted the visual information. Color should just enhance everything that you're doing. It should not be a crutch. So like these eyebrows are kind of getting lost. So I wanted them to kind of pop a little bit. Jeremiah. Oh, he goes to a new school. Long story. It always is a long story. It's always is a long story. Jeremiah, for those of you who are just popping in, Jeremiah is, I call him my, he's my pseudo grandson. With all the privilege therein, we love Jeremiah. And his mom and, you know, Chris, and this is family. This is extended family. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start removing some of this line work behind here, because when I start coloring this face, I can start coloring the face. I'm waiting for the claws. When I start coloring this face, any pencil and line work that's underneath here will get locked in with the alcohol markers. So this is the handy dandy eraser sock. Handy dandy eraser sock. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. I've come a long way. Still got a long way to go, though. Still got a long way to go. And you see all these marks here next to mine? This is where I test the colors before I put them on the paper. Always test, because you never know how it's going to translate once you put it down. So I'm getting my skin tones in order. There we go. We're going to start laying in our skin tones. And I'm working from light to dark. I'm not going to overcomplicate the coloring process. Just kind of be aware of contours, even like in the strokes and the highlights. Where things are going to be going. So yeah, gonna make it kind of cool. Gotta knock this out today though, because I have to get this out in the mail. This and the other one. This is the other one I'm gonna be working on. I should have started this one. Should start with this one. This is Baymax. It's a little more PG. And this is fine. This is not risque. I would never put anything risque on this channel. You know, but I kind of, I don't know, I'm old school, I guess. I want to make sure that, you know, kids can watch if they're on YouTube and parents are cool with it, because the subject matter is, you know, you know, we know there's not a whole lot the kids haven't seen, but they won't necessarily have to get it on my watch. And so I'm just laying down the base tones right here. Hoping the stream is working okay. We'll find out when I test it in a little bit. When I go back and look at all of them on Twitch and Facebook Live and YouTube. And even though these markers don't really migrate a lot, if you press down too much on the alcohol marker, depending on the ink that you're using, like these are micron pens that I use to kind of ink this, and they're good for withstanding alcohol marker. But if you are heavy-handed and you scrub, you actually cause that marker to move. Oh, Chris, I'd love to have. Well, Chris, I'd love to have Chris. I'll send you the parental interest form. I have to reach out to another parent as well, because what I'm doing for the young ones is I'm vetting out interest for the Prep Academy, and I get a lot of interest like at stores and at conventions, but no one's actually signing up. But I have to have at least 4 students per class to launch that class to make it viable. And so I have teachers standing by ready to teach the young ones. It's 2 ages. It's ages 10 through 13 and 14 through 17, and that's Ka-Pow the Prep Academy. And so it's a brainchild of mine. I just have to get parents to fill out the form and let me know that they're interested, and then I'll activate the class. But I have to have at least 4 students to justify that class, to make that class live. I want to make it live. he's 15. Wow, time has flown. Wow, time has flown. Yep, so he'd go into the second group, and it's always after school. We're Central Standard Time. So, the plan for this class is to be, it's 90 minutes for after school at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So from 4 to 5:30, which works for most parents and their kids because they can come home and we're not just coloring and drawing along. They're actually learning something. We actually teach them, how we do what we do and how to get better if they're interested. Everything here we lead with the educational content. We lead with that. You know how we are. You've known us long enough. You know how we are. Mrs. Pierre and I. It's all about making sure that everyone leaves here better than when they came. That as they exit our presence, they're the better for it. So I'll leave some of the highlights here. It's kind of a rough shot coloring job, but it's all about just being able to communicate effectively. And you don't need a lot to do for it to read real well. And the style in which I draw oftentimes dictates the coloring style. Okay, cool. Cool. I'll send you a link to the parental interest form. Just fill it out and send it back. And when I got to respond to another parent. When I have 4 students for that age group, I'll launch that class because we have to be able to compensate the instructor for their time. But it's near and dear to me, the young ones. That's very important to me, that they get access to this information sooner rather than later. Because a lot of them don't know that this is a viable career. People pay us. People are paying for this. Someone's paying for this. So it's not just, for kids. It's funny, I meet so many people at conventions and shows that adults, they'll always say, I used to draw as a kid. And I always ask, why did you stop? Sorry about that. Phone's going off. I used to always ask, why did you stop? And we always know why, because, real life gets in the way. I get it. It happened to me. I didn't come out making a career at this. I was, those of you who know me know I was a cop. And so, with everything that means. And so knowing that, I totally understand what it's like when you just have to tend to your responsibilities, but it doesn't negate the passion. And this is really what you want to do. Okay. So The classes for the young ones, um, I haven't quite. I'm toying with a couple of prices right now, making his hair white. So I'm adding blue to kind of give that. But it's affordable. Everything I do is affordable. All that information I'll send out to you. I had some numbers. I've changed them a little bit. Right now, off the top of my head, I really don't want to pigeonhole myself, but I'll send you the information, the interest form. But first, we gotta get interest. But as I believe right now, each session per child, you can either pay weekly or monthly. That I do know. That I have a weekly or a monthly payment. Of course, the monthly payment, the monthly will be cheaper. And they're able actually to learn more because it commits them to an arc of time of learning, as opposed to just kind of coming in with that whenever. So the monthly I recommend, because you save money, and we know how important that is. With our, we had 4. They're all adults now, but we know. And so I wanted to make sure that that it was affordable, because I designed my school for people like me, and like me and Toy. This is not a money grab. Money allows us to do it, but I'm not trying to get rich off of this. We really want to I want to share what I love, hopefully inspire the next generation, and we keep all that in mind with our pricing. But with the parents, I believe it's if you pay every week, it's 1 day a week for 90 days. I believe it's $40 per session, because it's $40 for 90 minutes of instruction, and the classes are kept small, no more than 5 per class, right? No more than 5 per class. And that's intentional. That way your child can get all the attention they need from the instructor, and questions can be answered, and you can give them the attention they deserve as well. Or I believe monthly is, you pay $120 for the month, which is of course 4 weeks, and you save $10 per class. Does that make sense? Add a little bit of cool gray to this to make that white hair pops more. It's a little too dark. Hopefully that answers your question. I believe those numbers are correct. I believe those are the numbers I landed on after I made the revisions, because I wanted to have a weekly option as well as a more affordable monthly option. We want to make it work for people and their budgets. And it's the power of just layering colors here. You want to show them again, the title is Old Man Logan. Old Man Wolverine, which inspired the last movie Logan. It was inspired by this comic book. But Hugh Jackman's coming back. I heard Hugh Jackman's coming back to play Wolverine again, and so that's exciting for all of us X fans. I felt sorry for whoever was trying to fill the shoes anyway, man, because quite honestly, those are some really big shoes to fill. I'm gonna make these a little bit darker gray to make them pop a little bit more. Yeah, I think I'll make those darker gray. That's C3, we'll make these C5. Do some C5 on here to really make those his hair used to be black. Young Wolverine's hair is black, so let's make these eyebrows a little bit darker and draw attention to his face a little bit more. Make some visual interest in his face. It's not quite completely white like the hairs on his head. Maybe bring a little bit of that C4 into here. Just really kind of layer. Ooh, C4 is dry. All right, so we're going to fix C4. C4 went a little dry. So we're going to fix C4. And how we do this, really quickly, is we take out the top. We take our alcohol blending solution, which is basically the same formula that actually goes into the native wells of these. It's just clear. It's an alcohol blend of ethyl and isopropyl. A specific blend that's kind of that they actually use for these markers. So don't use the alcohol that's inside of your medicine cabinet. Put some drops in there. Put this back and let it work its way through. Voila. All right. Go back to this C5. Go back to this C3. And blend this in a little bit more. Might go in there with some highlights. I like that. And then see, I'm able to kind of work the marker because it still hasn't really set yet. So maybe get some nice blends and transitions in here. That's actually kind of what I was going for. And kind of really draws attention to his eyes and makes his eyes pop. Where'd I put that flesh tone at? Oh, what you? It's going to be the darker color of his flesh tones. I want to have his eyes hooded. I'm going to add a little bit more. Now we're getting some warm tones into his skin. See, question popped up or your statement. Let's see if we can get that in. I get my art supplies from all over the place. from all over the place. It depends on, I go to different suppliers for different things. Different suppliers supply different things, but these markers, these are from a place called markersupply.com. Yeah, these are from a place called markersupply.com. A lot of people use grays for this. And I'm not above doing that. I just want to add keep some life into his blood, because when you add grays and stuff like that, it kind of deadens things. Kind of vibrant, and it's it doesn't have as much life to it. So I like to make sure that I keep them. In certain instances, like this one, that I'm keeping the life, giving the illusion of life and blood happening underneath there. Right? Not necessary. Sometimes when I'm in a real rush, and I should be in a real rush with this, I'm going a little hard. You see some of that marker lifting off just a little bit, so I'm gonna lighten up my hand, because I want that marker to migrate. I want it to stay where it is. And I don't want him pink, even though he's Caucasian. I want him a little ruddied, a little olivey, and this helps me get that without taking away. And I still may go in and do a little bit of grays here and there. But you see already you're seeing some depth to his skin. Just some layering, some color layering here and there. I think his skin looks a little bit more alive. And believe it or not, I'm just experimenting. I'm just trying to play and see if it's going to give me, it's a safe experiment, mind you, but I want to see if I could get, because I usually do use black. I want to see if I could get some depth and some life without, you can get depth with grays and halftones, but what you get in depth, you'll lose in liveliness of it looking alive. Thank you. Someone just popped in. So this is just me doing a quick dry run of my setup. I already know some things I have to adjust because it's been so long. But I'm going to have this stream in tip-top shape in the next couple of days when I get back from this convention. And you guys are going to be seeing me weekly. I have a thing called Solo Sketch and Chill that which is probably what I'll probably be doing the most of when I'm not. It's kind of like the end of my day, and I kind of like to wind down. Some good art. Hey, cuz, thank you. That's my cuz. That's my cuz. Lessons to you. Lessons to you. I can't see a lot of the comments from where I am, so I have to bring them into the stream and look at them on my other device so I can see who it is when they comment. So I'm not ignoring anybody. How's the family? And there's a little bit of delay from when I bring your comment in to when I can actually see it. So that delays things more. Oh, thank you, cuz. Thank you. I'm trying. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I think I'm gonna start adding some color to his shirt. We're gonna add some color to his shirt. He's got. I think I'm gonna make the shirt brownish. Make it brownish. So let me pick my colors, and you see me. This is why I have this paper here. Yeah, that's a good brown. And so I'm gonna start making his. Bring some browns into his shirt. Kind of bring his face forward as well, because these are on the, darker side. And so I want to bring his face forward since this is a headshot piece. Because I've been doing this a long time. Since we were kids. Since we was chillins'. Now it's starting to feel more like a shirt. We just had grandbaby number 6. I'm glad everyone's doing well. Yeah, we just celebrated grandchild number 6. Reagan, Gail, Jean, Perry. So we're all feeling that name. Reagan, Gail, G. I know, right, Grandpa? The funny thing is, I still feel like that kid, man, growing up on the South Side. It's like the grandpa thing is like it's a hard sell for me, man. It's a really hard sell. I know it sounds weird. But of course, all my artificial joints and my aching knees and back constantly remind me that that is indeed the case. And when I look in the mirror, but I don't feel that way, especially when I'm doing this. It's like I feel like that kid that wants to go out and play basketball and watch cartoons and but my body now betrays me. It now betrays me. He said, "You too." Yeah. It's it's like I want to move, now I can't move as fast no more. Basketball's out the question with this artificial hip. Yeah, now I'm just adding some depth to the shirt so it doesn't look so flat. Yeah, this has to go out in the mail today because we hit the road for a convention tomorrow morning. My wife's hometown. We're heading to Kentucky. Kentucky. You said what platforms? You said what platforms do I have? Do you mean as far as streaming platforms? Is that what we're talking about? Streaming platforms? I think Wolverine has blue eyes. I think he has blue eyes. I'm not entirely sure. I know I need to add some color to these teeth. I'm going to add a little bit more depth to... I'm going to use a warm gray to add a little bit more depth to his face. Warm gray 4. We'll try warm gray 3. Warm grade 3. There we go. Warm grade 3. So the reason I'm using the warm grade 3 is to make sure that I stay in the warms. It's got a little tint of red in it. I don't lose that life that I was talking about that I so deliberately added here. I'm not going too dark, but it kind of lifts it up a little bit and adds a little bit of dimension that I believe was a little lacking. Those eyes pop, so I'm gonna increase the hood on his eyes. Add these shadows here. All this is sculpting to bring the character to life. And I can do with this what I did not do with the pencil or the ink pen. I can add more detail, and because he's Old Man Logan, how we add age is that we add lines. You want to make anybody look older, just add wrinkles. In art, it's as simple as just adding lines to the face, and it ages characters and drawings up. All right. I want him to look nice and aged and rugged. He's a couple hundred years old at this point. Okay. Well, I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and check out of here. Hopefully, so I can check these streams and see how they perform across the platforms on Twitch. I'm streaming on Twitch right now, as well as Facebook Live and YouTube. And I'm just curious to see how things are progressing in that area, because I have no idea. I have no idea. So I can pivot. I want to be able to pivot and get this down so that I can give you guys a consistently good experience for spending time with me. And feel free to check out my school at kapowschool.com. We are still taking students all the way up until November for this year. So we feel like we can go ahead and get you caught up and reasonably adding the shadows to the teeth. Oh, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Yes, I'm live. I'm live. How are you today? How are you today? I am live, my friend. From your lips to God's ears, I am live. I am live and grateful to be so. No, but you mean live streaming. Yeah, this is going to be a regular thing. Because everybody's not enrolled in Ka-Pow, and so they need to know who's teaching them, Jimmy. And what can they learn from us, and that we actually know what we're doing. And the only way I can do that is, you know, come out and kind of share what I'm working on. Jimmy's one of our new year 1 students. He wants to have stories he wants to bring to the world, and he's committed to the craft and invested in his development, and so I'm expecting some really good things out of Jimmy. I'm expecting some good things out of you, Jimmy. Call that face good enough. I'm gonna add this cool gray over the eyes to add a little shadow. I don't know about mad skills, Jimmy. Sometimes I just think I'm mad. But thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'm getting better, just like you guys, man. Every stroke gets me closer to the goal of being pretty good. And I just want to be good, you know? I want to keep inspiring people like you, you know, and if I can leave here and I've helped somebody else reach their goals, I'm a happy camper, man. Give him these piercing. I believe Wolverine has blue eyes. You think I should Google this, but I ain't got time. I got to get this out to the person who purchased it. I got to get this out. This has got to leave the nest ASAP. This has got to leave the nest. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. We're happy to have you, man. Just keep grinding, man. You will get there. You will get there. You've already taken the crucial first step, like I said, in investing in your development. You know, and the reason I say this, it's not about, you know, it's not about what, you know, a lot of people want. Like this is fine, this kind of teaching, but what they don't get is like the mentoring that you guys are getting, and the private social community, and, you know, all the bells and whistles, access to us to ask the questions and get the assignments and the accountability. You know, we do the YouTube thing out of necessity, but it's a form of learning. But very few people are going to progress where they want to simply on YouTube and Twitch and whatnot. And I think more people like yourself who realize that, the better they are for it. You know, because, you know, when you see guys like myself and Doug and Brian, we invested in our craft to learn these skills, you know, and that's when we started seeing the quantum leaps for ourselves. Ooh, did one of my pens explode? That does not look good. That does not look good. All right, we're going to start adding some of the red, and on the red I'm going to start checking out, because again, this is going to be a bloodier rendition, and I'm going to keep our channel PG-13. I'm going to keep it PG-17 at the very least. Though, you know, like I said, most of our kids are well familiar with their bloody superheroes like Deadpool and everything else, you know, and so, you know, they're well familiar with that. So I know I'm probably not doing a great job, but I can control what I do here. And so with that being said, I'm going to end this stream for today. I'm going to review it later on, probably when we're out at the con, to see how it showed up. And I'm going to pivot. I'm going to adjust so that we can make this a great streaming experience for you guys here at Ka-Pow. And so, and excuse my low energy, I'm very tired today. I've been moving nonstop in preparation for the con and the school, and our studio is launching, Honor Studios. Check us out. We're going to be launching our Kickstarter soon. But if you're interested in school, check out kapowschool.com. kapowschool.com, where it's a real school for real people with real lives, taught by real professional artists that actually know how to teach. And so I'm going to bid you guys farewell for now and get on with this day so I can knock this out, get it to the client, get this to the client, get this to the client. I got stuff to send out. So God bless, and I pray for my success this weekend and safe travels if you guys are of the praying inclination, and I will see you guys later. God bless, and we'll see you next week here on Ka-Pow. Ka-Pow!